Okay, welcome back guys. I haven't posted in 7 months because I've been sleeping. That's why. I've been sleeping for 7 months, but hey, I'm back now. I can probably go for another day or two. But anyways, what is the biggest problem facing humanity during this time? During this pandemic? Probably FizzBuzz. FizzBuzz, yes, that's the biggest problem facing humanity, and I'm going to solve it today. Now, obviously, FizzBuzz is, if you don't know what FizzBuzz is, the problem is, it says like this: it wants you to print numbers, and each time the number is divisible by 3, it's gonna say fizz instead of the number. For example, 1, 2, fizz. And then if it's divisible by 5, it will say buzz. So 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz. And if it's divisible by 3 and 5, it will say FizzBuzz. FizzBuzz. So 15, for example, would be FizzBuzz, not 15. And to solve this problem, there is many different ways to do it. And today I'm gonna show you how I will do it, and I will explain why. So before I start implementing the problem or the code, let me just explain that what I'm going to do. So what I'm gonna do is have a string, an empty string, let's call it output for example, and if a number, so we will go into a loop, if a number is divisible by 3, it will add fizz to that string, and if it's divisible by 5, it will add buzz. If it's not divisible by 3 or 5, it will add the number itself. So if only if it's not divisible by 3 or 5, it will add the number. By the end of the loop, when we finish this if statement, it will print the output, the string, and after it prints it, it will empty the string again. So the string will be empty and will go again in the loop. If you're not a programmer, you will understand it a little bit, maybe not 100%, but you'll get what I'm saying. So we'll start by okay, that's not a good start. Okay, well, let's start with this string. Let's call it output, and it will be empty. It will be an empty string. Then we'll add int number 1, which is 3, divisible by 3. Why add it here? So that if later someone says, hey, I want it to be divisible by 2 and something else, then we'll just change the variables here, and we won't have to keep changing all the other numbers. Num2 is going to be 5, and let's also add another int, which is the reps. How many numbers you want me to print, like until 100 or how much? So let's say it's 50 for now. We can change it later. And then let's have our for loop. So this is how you have a for loop. Int I equals 0. I is less than or equal to our reps. How many numbers will print or go through, and then each time you go into the loop, increase I. Okay, now we're in the loop. So let's have our if statements. If I modulus, okay, what is going on? If I modulus number 1 is not equal to 0, that means it's not divisible by 0, and that means and they have to be both true, and I modulus number 2 is also not divisible by 5. Did I say 0? Did I say 0 before that? If it's not divisible by 3 and 5, so modulus, if you know math, you know modulus. So if the remainder is not 0, then the output would be just I, the number itself. Now let's go to if I is divisible by 3, which is number 1. If the remainder is 0, then the output would be fizz. We'll add fizz to the output. Whoa, sorry. Okay. If I is divisible by 5, or the remainder is 0, which means divisible by 5, then add buzz. So, as you can see, if it is divisible by 3, it will add fizz. If it's divisible by 5, it will add buzz. So, if it's divisible by both, it will be fizz buzz. So, it will be... So we have less statements than if you said, hey, if it's divisible by 3, do this. If it's by 5, do this. If it's divisible by 3 and 5, do this. So I think it's a good solution. And now all we have to do is print our system, print the result, which is output. And then, okay. And then, after we print the result, we'll empty the string again. So the string will, or output will be empty again. And we'll keep going. So as you can see, it's a for loop. So the complexity, it's just one for loop. So the complexity here is O(n). So it's pretty good. It's linear. I'm not gonna go into complexity, but anyways, let's run it. If it doesn't run correctly, then I won't look good. I won't look good, right? Okay, let's run it. And as you can see, okay, as you can see here in the terminal, so 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz. Okay, it is going good. So instead of 6, it says fizz. All right, let's see 15. 14, 15 FizzBuzz. So it works, guys. This is how you do FizzBuzz. There's many ways to do it. This is just my way of doing it, or many people do it that way too. So it's not like I didn't invent this. It's not something crazy, but this is how I do it. Now, thanks for watching, guys. I solved the world's biggest problem at this time. So hopefully the pandemic will be over by the end of this video. Now I'll see you in another video.